Today in history, January 30th, 1698, with English backing, Captain William Kidd plunders the Quedagh Merchant, an Indian ship with treasures then worth some 75,000 pounds. A manhunt ensued, forcing him to bury his booty, giving rise to the lore of his missing treasure. 1835. Richard Lawrence misfires at President Andrew Jackson in Washington, D.C. in the first attempted assassination of a U.S. president. 1847. Yerba Buena is renamed San Francisco. 1862. USS Monitor, the U.S. Navy's first ironclad warship, is launched from Continental Iron Works. 1933. Debut of the Lone Ranger on Detroit's WXYZ radio, where it will run for 21 years. 1945. World War II. Raid at Cabanatuan. 126 American Rangers and Filipino resistance fighters liberate over 500 Allied prisoners from the Japanese-controlled Cabanatuan POW camp. 1956. Martin Luther King Jr.'s home is bombed. 1958. First two-way moving sidewalk goes into service at the new terminal building at the city's new municipal airport, Love Field, in Dallas, Texas. 1961. Patsy Cline's I Fall to Pieces, backed with Loving in Vain, is released as a 7-inch single by Decca Records. Also 1961. Hanna-Barbera Productions' The Yogi Bear Show debuts in syndication. 1965. The Dollar Brand Trio record their album, Anatomy of a South African Village, in concert at the Montmartre Jazz Hiss in Copenhagen, Denmark. 1968, Viet Cong and the North Vietnamese launched the Tet Offensive against South Vietnam and U.S. forces. 1968, the Velvet Underground released their second studio album, White Light, White Heat, on Verve Records. Also 1968, Sam Lightnin' Hopkins begins wrapping up recording of his album, Free Form Patterns, at International Artists Studios in Houston, featuring members from the 13th Floor Elevators. 1969. Moby Grape releases their third album, Moby Grape 69, on the Columbia label, their first album after the departure of co-founder Skip Spence. Also 1969. The Beatles, with Billy Preston sitting in on keyboards, performed in public for the last time when they played a 42-minute rooftop concert above Apple Corporation's headquarters. 1975. The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration designated the wreck of the USS Monitor as the nation's first national marine sanctuary.